An eyewitness report happening somewhere in Giri Junction, but I've been trying to also reach Haruna to get full details of it. But up till now, not heard from him. All right, let's look at some of your messages here this morning before we jump into our conversation. Good morning, Effizy. How you doing? I third the motion to get coupon from you, Alhaji Bola from Bushafa. Alhaji, you don't need all this type of things. Hi, Sir L. Keep up the good job. Nigeria Info for life. Tell Solomon for now that his voice betrayed him. Oh my God, Abuja French teacher. Good morning, the billionaire. I'm enjoying your program. Keep the fire burning. This is Gunners from Kubwa. Appreciate you. Thank you. TJ Spice from Wuse Plaza. Okay, that's not further now. And so let's leave it at that. Let's jump to our major conversation. I mean, let's talk about the place for due diligence when it comes to building in the FCT. It looks like we're having too many building collapse in recent time. You remember that plaza also in the Gwarimpa axis, somewhere around 3rd Avenue on your way to 69 Road. We also had that very unpleasant experience, as it were. But again, if you also want to confirm that, it's just to also think, where are we on that? You know, just a lot going on as regarding where we are when it comes to also due diligence in some of our buildings. You see people start to build, and you see Development Control also puts a mark to tell you, oh, what you are doing is wrong, or the fencing you are putting, that's not the right standard for that area. You can't go this meter, you can't go that meter. And one would also say that's some level of due diligence to ensure that we hold people accountable and make sure that the safety of those buildings are also guaranteed. But what is happening these days? Is it that some of their eyes are not on some of those buildings, or there's a deliberate shift of their attention from some specific areas or some particular buildings as you have it? You know, one would just say, what is going on? What is going on? It's almost like they have in control anywhere that anybody is going to build in the Federal Capital Territory. But now I don't know what is going on. It looks like or is the job becoming too much or overwhelming the team to ensure due diligence, or do you think we have thrown it away? Don't also forget that a gentleman yesterday was also pointing our eyes to a building, a waterway that they are clearing up to do something on somewhere around the Gaiki General Hospital. Someone says just opposite there. And I also remember Charles in Kubwa also raised an alarm when we had that Gwarimpa building collapse to say there's also another building somewhere that is going up. And he has gone there to speak to them that I don't think this thing can hold. So what is really going on? And this is leading me to Life Camp, Dape area. When we had a very crazy one yesterday, as it were. I mean, that building collapsed. The 4-story building collapsed yesterday in Life Camp, Dape. 4-story. And we're also appreciative of the fact that we got that rescue team moved in immediately. A 4-story building under construction in Life Camp area of Abuja in the Federal Capital Territory has reportedly collapsed, with many feared trapped under the rubbles. The incident occurred at about 4 p.m. while workers were on the construction site in the swampy Dape area near the Pega Clinic. Officials of the FCT Fire Service and the National Emergency Management Agency are reportedly at the site of the collapse to rescue victims from the collapsed building. Meanwhile, the head of operations of the Federal Capital Territory Fire Service, Amiola Adebayo, who confirmed the incident, said rescue operations were still ongoing and could not yet confirm the numbers of casualty at the incident. This was as yesterday. He was also speaking. And the Federal Fire Service's rescue operation at the site of the collapse, a four-story building at Dape, will resume today at 8 a.m. Mr. David, a superintendent of the fire agency, at the scene of the disaster, that all the agencies involved agreed to resume operation on Tuesday morning. And this was all gathered by Nan, who reported that the building, which was said to be a hotel under construction, collapsed at around 4 on Monday. David, who led the team of firemen to the site, said the fire service rescue distress call came around 4 and reaching there about 15 minutes later. He said that the team joined other agencies in the operation to save the lives of people trapped. He identified some of the agencies as FCT, Emergency Management Agency, Federal Road Safety Corps, National Emergency Management Agency, and security agencies, amongst others. Immediately, the fire service received the call. We were deployed to the scene with a fire truck and ambulance crew to see what we can salvage. Those were his words. So we do not know the number of people that were trapped, but we would figure out that when we continue the operation in the morning. This was him speaking as of yesterday. And earlier, the DG of FEMA, Dr. Abbas Idris, told journalists that 9 persons have so far been rescued as at 7:44 p.m. Yesterday. And that's what we have on that. And just to also let you know, I mean, I really want to know, where is the place of due diligence when it comes to some of this structure? Where things were was there a land test? Was there a test of the building? The pillars, what was the parameter used in doing some of those pillars? How could it not hold for a 4-story building? Those are my question. Did we throw due diligence somewhere? Did we? Where did we miss it when it comes to due diligence in some of this building? And I think this also provides us an opportunity to talk about some of those buildings that you think are wrongly placed in your area, so that the authorities can also look at it critically to know, are we on the right track? Are we doing the right thing? Do we need to go out more? Do we need to employ more hands to go check on some of these buildings and these areas? Are they okay? Can that land carry such weight of? I mean, imagine if it was a completed building already, and people. I mean, from reports, it's said to be a hotel, and people already are working there, are lodged there. Where do you think this conversation will be going? But talk to me. I want to know, what do you think about due diligence when it comes to, I mean, we're having too many of this collapsed building. What is really going on? The engineers who approved that place for 4-story building, can he carry it? Were there any inspection done? You can join me on YouTube this morning at Nigeria Info Abuja, and call me up on 0700 951 0000. WhatsApp is 0039903137. Whatever works for you this morning works for me. Let's talk. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, El.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, El.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
My name is Prince.
Prince, you're welcome.
Yeah, the question I have is this. Did I hear correctly that the agency in charge of rescuing people from the collapsed building said they will resume this morning by 8? So what it means is, by the time they had a closing hour, when lives were trapped in a building, they had to go home and go to sleep, and now say they are going to resume by 8 a.m. Is that really what I'm hearing?
That's what you heard.
Go home and go to sleep. I believe for such an agency and for a building collapse, they are not supposed to leave that place until the last person, they are sure that the last person is out of that rubble, dead or alive. But to go home, how do they sleep? That you were doing something, some people are trapped in a building, and you went home to go and sleep and you say you are not resuming by 8. Ha! Nigeria. Ha! 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 This is strange, oh.
Thank you, Prince. Very important question, and that's why I'm also trying to confirm from you, where's the place of due diligence? Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
The only legitimate billionaire that I know.
Oh, pride wants to enter me.
I'm not generous in giving. Due process in giving. You have to go through the Thank you, billionaire. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Thank you. My name is Femi.
Femi, you're welcome to the show. Let's talk.
All right. I think I agree with what the first caller said. Don't know why, what's it called? People will go and when you see, and these people, they work not like every day. It's once in a while when something like this come up that you go to work, and when you have work at hand, you leave your duty post and go to sleep.
Femi, when you say they don't work every day, you are saying in the case of emergency, right? Because they actually go to work every day.
I mean the emergency.
Okay.
The other ones are just paperwork at the office. But when it comes to the critical issue like this, the emergency issue like this, I think it happened once in a while. So they should deploy whatever they have in their arsenal just to make sure that lives are safe. Even if the life eventually lost, at least the dead body should be bring out. That is on the one side. Then on the diligence you talk, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not an engineer, but I think that I've worked in that field before. I understand the fact that the real issue in Nigeria, we've not tackled it, and it's an institutional issue. Ask me how.
How, sir?
The people that produce this material, let me start from the cement. The quality of cement that they produce nowadays is quite different from the one they produced in 80s. See, if you go to advanced world and you see a building of 100 and something years, still standing, still maintaining. In fact, if they tell you that this building has spent up to 100 and something, you'll be amazed. But come to Nigeria, what we see, you see a building of 10, 15 years and you'll be wondering, especially if the person is not rich enough to be doing renovation, you'll be wondering whether this building has actually should have stayed more than that. What am I trying to say? The quality of the material we are producing in Nigeria is nothing to write home about, and the agency saddled with that responsibility to make sure that this company adhere to what they ought to have produced. I don't think they are doing their job. If you go to the iron now, you see iron, because oftentimes we blame the engineer. You see iron written 16 mm, but the quality of 16 mm is actually 10 or 12 mm. And the engineer will follow the instruction written on, because as far as the engineer is concerned, he's using 16 mm. Yes, but the quality of that 16 mm is actually 10 or 12 mm. And people think all these things does not concern me. We keep supporting the bad policy, and somehow it might come back to haunt us one day.
All right, thank you, Femi.
The best thing is just for us is to do the right thing, speak to the authority.
Let's leave it at that. Do the right thing, Femi, so we can allow others to be a part of the conversation. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is Emeka.
All right.
Maitama.
Emeka from Maitama, you're welcome to the show. Let's talk.
Yes. You see, you asked the question, how does all this things happen? Believe me, if you go to some block industries, if they are 100 in Abuja, they are block industries, you discover that it's only 10 that is giving quality blocks. Quality blocks. Some use one bag of cement to produce more than 50 blocks. Yes. One bag of cement can give them only 50 blocks. I
know the last time I checked, one bag of cement is supposed to give you, for a quality block, 35. If you push...
I'm telling you, this is what I say, I have been in the site for many times. You understand? I work in the site. I know what I'm trying to say. Some blocks, you can't even hold them. You will just raise it up. You will break in your hands. So, and you will see engineers will be using all these blocks, building. And you begin to, and when you ask, they will say the quantity of the plaster will hold the block. Sometimes it just baffles me. I begin to ask myself, who produce these blocks? No quality.
Wow.
Nothing.
Wow.
Even the irons they are using to build these things is nothing about. My brother, I don't know where Nigeria, this state, I don't know what they are doing, because they need to check all these things before they start building.
All right, thank you.
Go and put cement and start building because the money is there. And some engineers, if you are in a place that's supposed to collect 5 bags of cement, they will use strength.
All right.
Will go to their pocket. That's the thing, because nobody is watching what they are doing.
Thank you, Emeka. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. On Facebook, Agbo Collins says, L, there's nothing like due diligence. This country is where anything goes. Seriously? Hello?
Hello, the great billionaire.
Great.
The great billionaire. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you too.
Thank you, my dear brother. I did all the previous callers. Nigeria great again, but it's not only by God's grace. We also need to work towards it.
All right. I don't mean you're welcome.
I saw that building that collapsed yesterday. I passed here. See, Sahel, where they build the house, it's a swamp area. I know you know Karimugwagwa.
Yes.
All that side from Lerado filling station. All is in swamp area. But we need to ask questions. Who did that? You hear what the spokesperson of Trademark said yesterday? He said that it was Effizy himself that allocated the Trademark land. But then, to build the houses, you can see now. And nothing will happen to those who allocated the land. It is only to those who buy the house or those who rent it. Why is that? Nigeria, driver will commit, conductor will suffer. They are talking about to demolish over 2,000 buildings more now. Those who spend the land for them, what will they do to them? They are still alive. Everybody is alive. Can they call him to come and answer for all this? Or to compensate the people? Look at what they are saying. Never are sleeping. You can see before you know how affect them. And when you talk, somebody will say they are doing their job. They will deserve salary. They will give their in some of their posts will collect more than what we're supposed to collect in a country like this. I saw the house yesterday before it collapsed because first day yesterday, look at it today. A lot of people who are trapped there that fire that people were talking about. Many will die inside. You can imagine. And nothing will happen. They will not punish anybody. Zahel, close to your office. Did you see the new building? Close to Police Hotel. I don't know if you passed there this morning. Another house in the channel of the water. Erosion is on the road now. I know they are listening. They are watching. They are passing now. I think they are going to Molingo Sahel.
Yeah.
I said that this building that is here, it's not supposed to be there. They have built out there. That was true. I'm sorry to mention the name, but I see Effizy. I hope they are listening now. I don't know what I said. It's not inside Lubeo.
Okay.
Another problem is coming.
All right. Thank you, Adewumi. Your take there. We've got some few minutes before the commercial, so let's dive into WhatsApp and see. Good morning, Chris from Airport Road, Effizy. We can't stop to talk about the issues we face development-wise as regards landed development. The issues are a lot of them. Professionals look out for the money made to turn eyes away. High class, who knows who is allocated the landed area? Of course, he knows people not minding the harm it poses. Those heading department not being humble enough to work with bright mind that can come up with solutions. It's a lot of issues. You can't even begin to address it. But let's hope talking on your platform gets to them. Of course, he has to get to them. Did I hear you say due diligence when corruption and impunity has enveloped our nation? Keze sends that via WhatsApp. Wale from Gaiki International Market says, Effizy, where is the place of monitoring and enforcement? I studied town planning and also served in FCDA Development Control Department. I was part of the team that's in charge of money and enforcement. Effizy, I see something. Too many people are being forced to do their job from site officer to district officer. Now you're talking. Let's go on a quick commercial. When we come continue with our conversation. So we'll be back to let's talk to you.
Elba Okoro. I'm interested in rebuilding my nation, and so I have to join the beginning of the environment. The clean environment here is totally filthy and unhealthy for our people. So when Mayor Fortune decided that Abuja should come out, I decided to join because it's for the good of our people, our children, our wives, and our families. That's why I'm part of this group, so that I'll be part of those who have started the journey to rebuild Nigeria.
In case you are wondering, well, my name is Fortune, the Mayor of Effizy. I'm excited about this initiative. I think it's a big one. This is the first of many who are coming to your area very soon. So we expect you to come out. We expect you to put hands on the plow. It's high time we stop complaining. Let's get something done. If the government is refusing to do it, or they are overwhelmed because they can't do everything, let's do what we can do, and then we hold them accountable for the rest. I think that's what this is about. It's not about politics, not about anybody. It's about people coming out to do what they believe they can do to help their society and the environment at large. That's the thrust for us, and that is why we are here. I'm the future. Thank you so much.
Audio Jungle.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Happy birthday to you, Yomi. Thank you. Welcome to the fourth floor. All right, and let's go here. Good morning. Charles from Kuje refers to me as Dr. Femidi. My name is Effizy. It says, good morning. Due diligence does not exist in Nigeria again. The days of value, quantity, and dignity in labor is over. We are now in the era of quality. Do you mean quantity? Devaluation and poor standard just for money and get rich quick syndrome. Those boards and agency in charge of monitoring and supervising of goods and services have all been compromised. Corruption now is the order of the day. Charles from Kuje said that when you say all of them, I'm just wondering if you have tried all of them before. Let's go back to the phone line. Hello, good morning.
Oh, wow. Good morning.
Yes, good. If you can turn down the volume on your radio sets.
Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to make sure that you pick my call. My name is George. I'm calling from Asokoro.
You're welcome, George. You're welcome.
Precise. Effizy, I must commend you. This is the first time I'm getting you in the program, Nigerian Buffet, a long while.
Oh.
I'm so happy. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Effizy.
Yes, sir.
If you look at the problem we have, once any country lowers the standard of education in their country, they have problems. Yes. Take a look at it. Because they produce fake doctors, fake engineers, fake lawyers, facts everywhere. Who may not even know the standard, let alone obey it. Well, quiet it. I'm an engineer. Well, I build radio and TV stations. I build lots of radio and TV stations. I don't want to mention my company because I know it's
that's fine. But George, since you're an engineer, I think it's okay to pick on some of these issues with you. I mean, when it comes to structure, I mean, for a 4-story building as an engineer, I know you must. Maybe you have not visited.
Somebody said some owners of the business. No. If the engineer will stand his ground and say, this is the standard.
No. But George, if you can just hold on, let me find out from you. I don't know. I guess you didn't go to the site, but I mean, from your profession.
I go to the site every day.
Okay.
We build structures for the radio stations that we build.
Okay, so for your profession as an engineer,
yes.
a 4-story building, what would you have expect? Would you have expect for such a building not to collapse?
Well, in fact, the designers will make sure that the foundation, you see, anything, not even a house, anything you're doing without a strong foundation, even as a human being, if you don't have strong foundation, you collapse. It will fall like a pack of cards because you don't have anything to build on. How about the quantity surveying, the quality of service? You must have to know the right kind of rods to use, the right kind of mixtures, the right. In fact, it boils down to everything, even the right people to put there. The other guy that said something about block industry is very true. It's very true. We don't have any. See, when you have a quack supervising a quack, what do you have? A quack reality. We must have to go back to our educational institution. Pay the teachers, entice people to get into teaching, entice the right people to get into teaching. Those with brains are living. So I think we can move ahead. You see, I tell you, the easiest way to pull down a nation is to meddle with the new education system. That nation will crumble. And we are heading towards that. I must tell you, it pains me because I wish I can catch up with you outside this. I can tell you, people cry about power supply since 2010. I'm not connected to NEPA. I don't need NEPA for anything. Come to my house, I put my water, I have 5 kilowatts of solar. And it's very easy. You can scale up. It's easy. Build up gradually. Even with things television. This country does not want, assuming, I'm saying this aloud to anybody who cares to hear. What we should do in this country is ring a bell. If you know you're a technician this way, what can you do? Come to this village. If you know you're Panabita, this village. If you know you're medicine, this village. Not all this is sharing money. No. Catch people, practical. If you know you are an electrical engineer and you can do this, come to this place. Do not come to this room and submit to. No. Days of proposals are gone. I remember when if you buy a Taiwan equipment, you'll be crying. Today we are begging for Taiwan. You remember? We have a lot of people who can do things.
I must really thank you, George. Thank you so much. I mean, for bringing another light to it. I mean, looking at it from education and being innovative and allowing innovation, people to work with their skill to provide solutions to some of these things.
Exactly. Catch them young. Catch them in the field doing the act. Not I can. No. Not bill paper. No.
Thank you so much. Thank you, George.
Thank you, Effizy, and have a wonderful day.
And you
too. I can be calling in. I wish to catch up with you one-on-one.
That would be fine. I mean,
there are lots of things. Listen, there are lots of things I have for one, and I know a lot of young men out there. Has a lot of things for the youth, and for engineers like myself as well.
If you can send me a hi on WhatsApp, maybe we'll take it from there.
I will send you a hi.
No problem. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
And you too. All right, and back to WhatsApp. Good morning, sir. Professionalism is missing in constructions, especially here in Abuja. You see an architect, quantity surveyor collecting full building construction. So what do you expect? Structural engineers are not involved much in construction. Again, building will collapse. You see too long... Whoa. Okay, too long in building, which shows that structural engineering professionals are not involved. Kai. And Taiwo from Lugbe sends that in via WhatsApp. Let's go and take some of your calls. I see them coming in via WhatsApp this morning. Hello, good morning to you. Yes, sir.
Man is money alone by himself for himself. Yes, sir.
I'm very well, sir.
Yeah. I think the problem with Nigeria, I don't think it's with the engineer working on the site, the people working on the site. The problem with Nigeria is systematic. Right? I think we have some with work with standard organization office.
Yes.
Collecting salary. All right. We have development control, collecting salary. When you see them on the, you know why they are on the site? To come and check. I come and threaten you and collect money. I went to pray on one of my church members' site in Dede area, and they came. They thought I was one of this. At the end of the day, they checked number. He started calling me, okay, do the right thing now. They are there to collect money. Number one, if they want Nigeria to work, you should start from the top. Let's put a structure in place that will checkmate everybody doing the wrong thing. See, if you put the people in US, in UK, in Nigeria, the same thing that is happening will continue to happen. If you take Nigeria to UK, I'm telling you, they are going to align with the system of things there. We do have proper system that checkmate people. Here in Dubai, where I stay, my brother, people break traffic law. But if you are caught, you will pay dearly for it. So because of the fear of that, people align themselves because of the rules. And I want to tell you something, sir, if you allow me. 90% of people working with Nigeria government or Dubai government, they are not from Dubai. They are from other nationality. And things are moving well. The cleaners are cleaning well. The people that the police, 90% of their policemen are not from Dubai. Not, you can't see the city of Dubai doing all this job. No, they are government take care of them. They are well taken care of. Those people that are doing the work of Dubai, working for Dubai government, they are not from Dubai, and everything is working well. Why? They have a system that's working. Whoever commits can pay for it. That is the problem we have in Nigeria. You can do anything and go scot-free in Nigeria. That is why we see all this thing. Tomorrow you see here another news, and they say government is on top of the situation. They are not on top. They are under the situation. They are not ready to do the right thing. We should be ready to do the right thing. You know, we continue to lose life every day, and it pains me a lot that people life has been lost daily in Nigeria, and the government is not ready to do the right thing. God will help us. Nigeria shall be great again in Jesus' name. That's why we should rise up and fight this evil in Nigeria. God bless you. My name is Patrick from Dubai. Billionaire, you are winning.
When you come to Nigeria, we will settle this owing. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Effizy.
Yes, sir.
You know me.
Yes, sir.
This is Jamilu calling from Ochako.
Kai, Jemilu Kwanabu Kai Koi. Shuru Koi.
Yeah, I try to communicate, but people say I can stay for you now. So whether you are around or you are not around.
How is baby boy doing?
I don't agree.
Correct.
I understand my face.
Correct. My regards to him and the mom.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let's talk.
I want to appreciate the engineer that's called.
Okay. Engineer George.
Yeah, and I want to clear information about the rescue team that rescued the collapsed building at Life Camp.
Yes.
Honestly, they tried their best. And telling people saying that they just left the building with the rescue mission is not like that. Because those people stay until they make sure that there is not any human being trapped. They have to even call the site contractor to recruit the laborers to do the head count to make sure that nobody is on ground. And for them to be sure that nobody is on ground, then pack their equipment, then to come today and continue. And the body development control people and the NEMA, they did their one, they did well. Then we can even show them on the MTN network. So they try their best. So let us clear the information that. You see, when a station like that, when people did the right thing, when served, you have to commend them and show that they did well for them to continue.
Okay.
Because condemning them will just discourage them. So that is my concern. I must call, because if I keep quiet and I listen that they said they did not do anything, they just neglect the work, I will not be happy to myself.
But Jamilu, I mean, Jamilu, nobody was saying they didn't do their job. They're just saying, I mean, why would you leave there for tomorrow morning? That was the concern of people who have called and talked about it.
So, that is why I want to make people understand that before they left, they make sure that they did the head count, that not any human being was on staff.
Okay.
For them to go and continue, that is understandable. I think there are people staff, they now left. That is why we complain.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. In fact, on my own, I wanted to also speak to the FCT PRO fire service, a very humble and hardworking gentleman, to also share with him that this is what I heard or what's going on, because I know there was a fire incident at a time somewhere, and I called on him, Mr. Mohammed Tuji. I called on him and he told me, he said, see, Effizy, I'm already on my way there. I'm leaving my house going there myself. I don't know if you remember that zone 1, that is it Enyo filling station when they had that fire incident there? Some well-wishers called me to say, oh, see what is happening. And I called him. He said, Effizy, do you know that our boys are already there? I'm leaving the house going there. But unfortunately, those people who wanted to steal from that filling station just to take advantage of that fire were actually the ones who prevent fire service from going in at the time. So, but thank you for sharing your thoughts.
Exactly. That is what I'm trying to let people understand. What is you can see now? If Mr. Galadima, the order of development control, whenever something happens, the development control always responds. As the NEMA, they are DG. These people, they are not sleeping. They are always on duty.
All right.
We have to comment and respect those kind of people. It's not easy to find people like them.
Okay, thank you, Jamilu. Thank you. And good morning, the billionaire. I heard someone saying the emergency workers shouldn't have stopped. Do they work 24/7? This is a disaster site, and the safety of the emergency personnel has to be considered. They should serious lighting. Do we have that strong searchlight? Aside from that, even overseas, they stop and continue later, even on the sea. On the other hand, if that structure was demolished, would we have not complained? We need to choose meritocracy across board. Otherwise, these things will continue to happen. Nikki sends that via WhatsApp this morning. Hello, good morning to you.
The billionaire.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Billionaire, it be like this Gary issue. We need to do some fasting and prayer. You remember 2 years ago, exactly the time that this rain fell was the same time that the rain fell over there and took over Giri. A large number of people died. You remember? Early morning around 4 a.m., rain just started. And the whole of the Giri, you remember that was the year that Gwagwala, that bridge in Gwagwala, Wazobia Bridge, you understand?
Yes,
overflooded.
yes.
Overflooded. People could not die except from Giri to Gwagwala early morning. A lot of people died. The billionaire. You see, most times when we think of what is going on in our country, for me as a person, I feel like crying. And the reason why it pains me more is that it looks as if it's a problem without solution. But my pain is that some of us who comes to radio to cry for bad, how country is bad, how this one is going on, are the ones who cheer bad leaders who are in the office doing bad things. And we are clapping hands for them, we are supporting them, we are praising them to continue. So how then do you want a change in the country? How then? I thank you for my brother engineer George that just talked about education, and I once mentioned it here how a WAEC invigilator told me that a certain lady who is teaching in their school, the way she dressed and come, you can't even believe that she's a teacher. She will say it openly that I don't like this job. I never wanted to do it. My uncle just imposed it on me. Say I must be here to collect salary. And you see what is going on, both in FCDA to allocate lands. Go to life camp. Look at everywhere is already being jam-packed down from life camp to Gwarimpa. No road to access it. And good educated people with good qualification, doctorate degree and all that are the ones allocating this land. Their brain never tells them that you have to give the people living here a road. How much more to go and investigate the quality of jobs going on in those houses? And every time just as I tell you about Greener, somebody was praising emergency management team and all that. In this Greener, I told you 2 years ago, that was when I just had a transfer come to Abuja. 2 years ago, I told you this thing happened by this time. Every morning, and people died. A particular man lost his 4 children and wife. After them, the government just come and do blah, 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 blah. Hey, we have taken notice. Hey, after they left that morning, none of them near Giri again. None of those emergency management near Giri again. Today, it has happened again. Maybe next year, in the next 2 years, it will happen again. One of Trademore. So, just like what Engineer George said, when you have a educational system that is bad, is bound to produce bad representative in every sector. And what you are seeing today will keep coming. I wish we were able to get it right through election and begin to see a new change, a new Nigeria. A Nigeria where a president don't have to sit, and just with everything happening. But he will be going out as a leader by himself to monitor, to supervise, and make sure his team are working hand in hand with him, not him to sit down and just be waiting for a report. I wish we have had that.
Thank you, Justice
have a long way to go.
Thank you. It's a lot to talk about. The engineer salvation. Okafor says, I'm not a civil engineer, but I think Engineer George have said it all. And he says the problem is from the foundation. And Ugochukwu Odo says, good morning, I'm watching you live from Benin Republic. Kutoni to be precise. Thank you, appreciate you. And here on Facebook, Joseph says, good morning, Sir L. Please go and check any building built by or supervised by white people. They are very superb. We usually don't have issues with them. Why? And Joseph, I can also tell you that there are buildings done by Nigerians also that are very superb, very, very superb, durable, and they've stand the test of time and they're still standing. Just anybody can choose to swing their pendulum where they want to. Swing it to lack of diligence, shady works, substandard materials. Anybody can choose to. It doesn't have to do with race or color. It's just the personality involved, to be candid with you. Let's go to WhatsApp and check what you are saying via WhatsApp this morning on due diligence. Do I see any other message here? Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go back to the phone line. Hello? Okay. Sorry, that didn't stay. Should we check on WhatsApp? Let's go to there. Hello. Good morning to you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember myself, Abubakar Ali, aka Tinubu Pekin, calling from PW Kubwa this morning.
You're welcome.
Initially, I doesn't want to call because I'm enjoying all the invaluable contribution by callers. But I'm forced. My brother just forced me out of my inner cocoon to come and say one or two things. Our great pastor from Dubai said that more than 70-80% of the workers there are not natives of Dubai, isn't it? So what does that portray? That shows that there is a system that works. There is a system that keeps checks and balances. The most dangerous animal is human being if he is not kept under check. Once you don't supervise him, once you allow him to do whatever he wants, he is the most creature on earth, and that is what is lacking in this country. Effizy, why is it that the private sector works perfectly or semi-perfectly more than the government sector? Why?
And unfortunately, they learn from the government sector.
So, no, at least the private sector is doing very well because there are checks and balances, isn't it? They checkmate any wrongdoing.
Of course.
So if that is not done on the government side, believe you me, 50 years to come, we'll be saying the same thing. Sometimes you may be forced to blame the leadership. Fine, blame the leadership. But is it your leader that will come to your house and say, if the mixed ratio is 1-to-1, you make it half to half? Is it the leader that will come and tell you to do 1-to-1 ratio mixture of cement? We're the ones doing ourselves and we keep blaming others. Let us to talk to ourselves and begin to do the right thing and see if this country will not change.
Okay.
If we insist the right thing must be done, then the country will change. Yes. If the leader say he will leave his office and be supervising, then who will do his work for him in the office? So let's be doing the right thing. If we do the right thing, he doesn't need to come and watch us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Abubakar. We'll take one more call, and that's where we'll rest it on this morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
This is George calling back.
Okay. You might have to turn down the volume on your radio. Yes.
It's off. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Let's just do a practical experiment here now.
Okay.
To understand what's happening to us. Now, I'll cite an example and tell you what happened. Operation JAM, UTME or University Particulation, lowered their cutoff mark, right?
Yes. 140.
The standard. They lowered the criteria for eligibility. What does that tell you? People who don't measure up will cross over. And when they cross over, I'm just generalizing. And when they cross over, you see that they will be the best you can get there. They will be at optimum. They will measure to the highest level. In fact, they cannot compete in international space. They are a little bit mediocre. And this applies to me, applies to you, applies to all of us. In all the fields, all the sphere of life, in all our dealings. Now, that cankerworm you now see will now take it to the federal character. I say, hey, federal character, somebody must come from here. Whether he is qualified or not, hey, he must come from here. And if it is an education institution, you award all of the certificates. Everybody comes out. Well, he doesn't know the rudiment, the ABC.
All right, Engineer George, I'm afraid we have to go now. Thank you. All right, and thank you so much for all your contributions on this. Thank you so much. Let's run for a quick commercial. Thank you.